Alright, MTB, ladies and gentlemen. So today I want to talk about the Travis Rudolph case and how money matters. In this case, ladies and gentlemen, it's such a travesty and tragedy on so many different levels, and RIP to the young man who unfortunately lost his life. So for those who are not familiar, this case has been in the news for the last few weeks and has just come to an end at court, at trial. The facts of this case are simply how the young man, professional football player, played for the New York Giants, played in, I believe, the Canadian Football League due to injury and rehab, and he lost his position, so he was just trying to get himself healed and back on track. He met a young lady, very interesting young lady, started dating her, similar in age, and it appeared they had a tumultuous relationship, sometimes violent. Most of the violence, it appeared, came from her. It didn't seem like there was any indication of him actually hitting her, but they argued a lot. It was a so-called toxic relationship. And then one day, mind you, this young lady is married and he doesn't even know it. She goes to his phone once he put his phone down to find out that he's talking to some other lady. I don't know if he was dating her or whatever. One thing led to another. She got heated and started yelling, screaming, and eventually hitting him. So eventually he told her she had to leave, escorted her out the house, told her to get her stuff. Again, no violence on his part against her, even though later on she told others that he put hands on her, and come to find out that was all a lie. But before she was leaving, she said she was going to get her brothers to come and shoot his stuff up. She didn't say stuff. She used some other language. But anyway, Travis, apparently due to the testimony that came out at trial, he didn't take that very seriously. But a few hours later, there was a loud knock on his door. Doop, 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 doop. And lo and behold, there was 4 guys there, one of them being her brother and 3 other guys. And they came, ready for war. And his brother answered the door. Travis' brother was there. He lived at the house with his brother and his mom. And when his brother answered the door, he called for Travis. Travis came out. They hit Travis, jumped him, beat the brother in front of the mother. Mother asking him to stop. All hell breaking loose. They beating these guys up. Testimony at court said, Travis said, and the brother said that they saw a gun and that they feared for their life. Travis eventually ran into the house, got his gun. When he came back out, apparently, according to the testimony, these guys were leaving. They was departing the scene in a hurried state. And this is where it comes out that he opened fire. Travis opened fire on them. Travis says that he opened fire on them only because he saw a gun, and as they were leaving, 2 of them were actually pointing guns at him and his brother. So in fear for his life, stand your ground. This is Florida. About 2 years ago it happened. Stand your ground laws. He opened fire, killing one, wounding another. They fled away. Police came. The police took the people who were shot side of the story, came and arrested Travis. Now here's where it gets weird, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what I really want to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, this happens all the time. This is not unusual. This is not unusual. It's not unusual for people to be accused of crimes when they started out as the victim, or people are just falsely accused all the time. If you look at the police work in this case particularly, and this is where a lot of people are falsely accused, and they're poor and they don't have money and they're falsely accused all the time. This detective in the case, as you just saw the case, many of you. So let's talk about the detective in this case. The detective in this case, I don't know where she came from. She seemed very young, very inexperienced, and she was the lead detective. Now, ladies and gentlemen, imagine how many other cases they just fumbled. They did basically no investigation. They just went to the witnesses who were actually the people who went to the house, started the fight, got shot, and the police encountered them first, took their statement, and went to the house, and they just arrested Travis. There was no real police work. There was no investigation. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the problem again is that money matters, and you have to have some type of money. The good thing about Travis, and he was, he should count his blessings, is that he had money. Maybe because he was a football player, maybe his family was middle class. I don't know the particulars, but he had money because his bail was, I believe, $150,000. Anyone knows what happened if you cannot make bail? Yes, you have to stay in jail until the trial is concluded. So how many people out there can make $150,000 bail if they were falsely accused of a homicide? And if you can't make bail, yes, you have to stay in jail until the conclusion of the case. So you're going to trial from jail. That's a big disadvantage, ladies and gentlemen. That's a big disadvantage because if you're in jail, obviously you're going to lose your job. Potentially you're going to lose your house. You're going to potentially lose your apartment. You're going to lose your car. So instead of generating income, you're losing income. fast and furiously. And so you can't make bail. You can't hustle up money. If you can't make bail, guess what else you can't do? Money matters. You can't hire an attorney because you don't have the money for an attorney. And for a homicide case, you better come to court with an attorney, a good one, an experienced one, a focused one. All right? And so if you can make bail, one of the benefits is that you can get home, you can move and groove, you can hustle up some money, you can get a job, second job, third job, get a payment plan if need be for your attorney. Trust and believe, Travis paid big money for his lawyer. That lawyer didn't come for free. Also, ladies and gentlemen, another big benefit, because money matters, is that you can hire specialists. You can hire expert witnesses. Expert witnesses, top of the line, can sway a jury to make them believe that when you were shooting this way and not that way. And when this man was hit, he had a gun in his hand. And when the bullets came out of his gun, they went that way. And obviously, if he shot this way or that way, he must have been standing this way or that way. And expert witness can really sway, right? The opinion. Expert witness can really sway the opinion of a jury. And, the point is, ladies and gentlemen, he got a big break because money matters, and he had the money. And so he mattered. He came to court and he was prepared with a defense. But this is not the reality for thousands and thousands of people who are falsely accused all across the country, in small towns, big towns, small counties, big cities. It happens all the time. And it's so sad. It's really a travesty. That's part of the travesty of this system. If you don't have the money, you can't fight your case. Chances are you're going to have a rough time. And again, that's not to say that a public defender is not a good attorney. That's not what we're saying. Some public defenders are really, really good attorney. The problem is they're just too overwhelmed. They don't have the time commitment to a person's case. They're not getting paid by the person, so they usually are getting paid by the state, but they have so many cases, 50, 60, some I've heard had 100 cases plus yours. How much time can they really focus on your case if they have 100 other cases? They can't. They don't have the time. They don't have the energy. They just can't do it. And for a homicide, you have to have total focus and commitment on this case. And so you come into battle ill-prepared. You come into battle against the state ill-prepared. They coming in there fully loaded. You coming in there with a water gun on a homicide case. That's not to say you might not get lucky, but chances are you're going to have a bad outcome. And so money matters, and that's one of the downsides of this system, right? And the attorney, he did a good job. He made some errors. I'm not going to go into all that. I'm not saying, he was a bad lawyer by no stretch of the imagination. Very experienced. But he made some errors. But this case was a case whereas you can win this case if you have put the time, the effort, and the resources in, and money matters. Travis did that. He played it perfectly to a large extent. He got a lawyer with experience. He got his money right. He got his experts lined up. He got his private investigators lined up. He was ready for war. He came in there fully prepared, and he won. How many people in America can do what he did? Because he spent 6 figures, high 6 figures, maybe multiple 6 figures. All right? Everybody can't do that, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's not going to get that break. And a lot of people in Travis's situation, listening to the sound of my voice, who would have been in that situation more than likely, or very likely, would not have gotten the same kind of defense. And very likely, same set of facts, same courtroom, same witnesses, you would have got a different outcome. Many people would have been sent to prison for life on that case with that set of facts. And it's unfortunate, but that's how our system is. Money matters. If you have it, you matter. If you don't, cross your fingers, say your prayers. Anyway, all the best, ladies and gentlemen. NTB, man. Follow for more.